Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And today we're going to show you all kinds of ways to preserve raw milk that we get from our farm. But first, we wanted to give you a little announcement.
Yep, so today through May 16th in our shop, which is at thestivershomestead.com, we are having a Mother's Day sale. So we want to celebrate all you mothers. We want to celebrate everyone that we know and love. We want to celebrate you. Spoil yourself. Yep. Go in there and see what you need. Use the code MOMS23, MOMS23, and you can get 20% off of your order.
And that's for $20 or more. So as long as it's a $20 or more order, you'll get the 20% off.
Just a few of my favorites, because I'm a mom and I'm speaking from experience. Our Earl Grey cream tea is something that everybody will love. Nobody will have a preference on that. They'll love it. It's a great way to start your morning. Our peppermint tincture is something that I use personally every day for digestion. Our lemon balm tincture is something that I use every night to help me go to sleep and to sleep longer. Our salves, comfrey salve and calendula salve, we use every single day, whether it's on us, our kids, our animals. Yep. Comfrey's good for aches and joints and pains, and calendula is a good neosporin replacer, cuts, scrapes, burns, all that good stuff.
And rashes and like even diaper rashes and stuff like that as well. Fantastic stuff. There's a lot of those in stock. We were able to make a bunch of the salves, so I know a lot of people love them. There's plenty out there. And then one of my favorites, because elderberry, it's where we have a shop and we're making our own inventory. We seem to always be out of elderberry for us too, because it is one of the favorites. However, Jen has introduced me to hibiscus flower. Hibiscus flower is very close to the same concept as elderberry. It's immune boosting. Well, tease us. Hello. It's immune boosting. It's also one of that actively helps cold and flu. So if you're actively sick, it's one of those that you can be taken to help with some of your symptoms that you have. It's also good for kind of high blood pressure, cholesterol, different stuff like that. It's got a little bit of components in there, but its primary piece is immune boosting and helping fight cold and flu symptoms.
There's many, many other products as well. Just go look, see what you need. Keep in mind that it is all medicine. So if you're willing to stock your cabinets, your apothecary, now's a good time to do it, because 20% off of your order of $20 or more through May 16th. Use the code MOMS23 on thestivershomestead.com.
That's right. Now let's get to preserving some milk. We're back in the kitchen. It's really exciting. So I don't know if you can see in the shot or not, but you're about to see we have several gallons of milk that are sitting on our counter, and we need to do something about it.
Yep, it's full-blown milk season.
Yeah, so we'll show you all the different steps that we take to do so. For a reminder, we have 5 goats that we're milking daily and 1 dairy cow that we're milking daily. We're messing with all of it today.
All right, so right now, all I'm doing is scooping the cream off of the cow's milk, and I'm putting it in my mixer bowl because we're gonna make butter with it. So we have a cream separator. It's a big, giant setup, a lot of pieces, like 1,000 pieces to it. Usually that's what we use, but today I just didn't feel like dragging all that out, so we're just scooping the cream off the top the old-fashioned way, and hoping I'm getting all of it, because it's usually not the way I do it, but it'll be fine. And then we are going to freeze dry some milk.
So while Jen is over there working, I wanted to explain what she just talked about with the cream line and what she's doing. So if you have a cream separator like we have, you would want your milk to be warm. So fresh out of your cow, you go straight to the cream separator. It'll separate the cream from the skim and the different stuff that you have there. However, if you put it in overnight and you let it cool down in a fridge, it's going to separate itself. So you can kind of tell right here, up here is the cream. It's always going to settle at the top, and then down here is going to be more of your skim. So there's different ways to do that. Like she just did, scooping it off the top. You could also have one of those containers that actually have a spout at the bottom, and you could spout out all the skim, leaving just the cream left in your jar. Or you could use a cream separator. Like she said, it's a really great way to use that. However, that cream separator has these like 100 little discs inside that spin. And so after you get done doing that, you have to take it all apart and clean every single part, which is very time consuming. So we're just taking this route today. Okay, so as she is separating the cream, she's giving me the jars that she has gotten the cream out of. So I'm going to get our freeze dryer going, because it's one of our favorite reasons that we have our freeze dryer is being able to freeze dry milk. I'm just going to hit start, and that starts the cooling situation. Close this up. Close that up, that'll get cooled down. It's got to cool down for about 15 minutes, and then we'll start adding our milk to it. So another step she's taking after she's just kind of gotten the main pieces off the top, that cream really sticks to the side of the jar. So she's taking a little spoon, she's just going around the edges. Give them a shot of that. See how that cream, that thickness is there? So all I'm doing here is, it's a little bit more difficult to pour your gallon jar into the freeze jar containers. So I'm putting it into a measuring cup with a spout. And it's a lot easier to pour in. I know at this moment it may be a question that's hard to answer, but what's your favorite part about having so much dairy on our farm? I know I said it's hard to answer because it's a lot of dirty dishes, a lot of work.
Definitely the butter, but also just like the fulfillment of it. Something, I mean, everybody wants their own dairy cow, right? It's like a childhood dream. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty magical just having your own milk source in your backyard. It just really doesn't compare to anything. It's pretty cool.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. And on top of what she said, I think the only one thing that I would add that I really enjoy having dairy, especially dairy cow, because they provide so much of an abundance of milk, more than a family, like our family. We have 4 people in our family. A family of 4 that can intake and need to survive on. They provide so much, they can also feed our other animals.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful thing.
And they do.
Yes, exactly. So when it comes to saying you have a shortage of feed or it's winter and there's a shortage of grass or pasture, this raw cow's milk pops so much nutrients, and it can grow out pigs. It can help all the different stuff out there grow. And I think that's a beautiful thing in itself too.
Right now we've got cats, our pets that we purposefully had to have kittens. Just had to say that wasn't an accident. They're all nursing right now. So they need that extra protein. They need that extra boost, and this milk helps them a lot. So it helps grow out pigs at the end, before you butcher them. It's really great.
Yeah, it absolutely is awesome. And it's a healing. It has some healing techniques into it. One thing that's funny, they always say, like, if like goat's milk specifically, if a baby goat has like something wrong with like maybe its eye or something like that, like squirt some goat's milk on it. It'll heal it. And it's wild, all the different properties that raw milk can do for just every aspect of your farm.
And for soap too.
Yep, and for soap, because that's coming too. Yeah, for income, but also for body care as well. It's good to just make it for your own self too, not just sell it. Start with the goat to freeze, and we'll see how much cow, which we're definitely not getting that much in the freezer.
This is from today. This is goat milk.
All right, we're completely cooled down now. So what we do when we do this milk is we put our trays in here and we pour it in. Now you do obviously have the option to where you could freeze these first. So you could fill them up, put them in your freezer and freeze them first. Either way, you're moving these things around with liquid in them. At some point you are. You set them in freezers with liquid in them, whatever it is. This is the easiest way that we could be able to get these things filled up to the max amount that we can without having to worry about spilling milk everywhere. Okay, there we go. We got quite a bit of milk in that freeze dryer. Jen's about to tell us exactly how much we did, but no spills. Way to go. So give me your guesses. How long do you think that it will take for that milk to freeze dry? I'm going to go 36 hours. Babe, what do you think?
48.
48 hours. 48 hours is Jen's pick. Put y'all's down in the comments below. So how much milk did we get in the freezer, babe?
It was about 2 gallons.
About 2 gallons.
For 4 trays.
Just 4 trays. It's medium-sized 2 gallons of milk. That's quite a bit. All right, so what are you doing now?
Okay, now I am portioning out a cup of milk at a time to freeze. We're going to freeze it in these baggies, and we're going to use this for cow's milk soap. So we usually just do goat's milk soap, but we're going to start adding cow's milk soap in, and I think it'll get really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. All right. This is the easiest thing to do.
Yes.
So you're portioning this out per batch of soap, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's smart to do. Ah! That was good. That was a good pour.
It was.
Good job. Can you write calendar? I don't know what you did with the marker. You done moved it.
I have not touched your marker.
I see it. I see it.
Don't you ever touch it.
I found it.
Don't you ever. Don't ever
Found it.
even look at it.
You definitely did take my marker, though.
I did not.
One thing for you, there's video footage of it. So.
I did not touch your marker.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. Your daughter probably took it.
Did you take my marker?
Like you.
Did you take my marker, Ray? Okay, I knew you didn't. Mommy did. Here's the mound of milk bags that I have to take to the deep freeze without dropping everywhere and spilling all over the place.
Okay, now we're going to attempt to make butter. So we usually just put it in the mason jar and shake it. But we're gonna try the mixer today, which is probably gonna be a bad idea, but we're gonna try it anyway.
Yeah, we've tried it so many times and it never seems to make butter. And always the hand crank just always seems to work for us. But
we'll see.
We're gonna give it a go. So she has a little bit of cream left. She put as much as she could in there so it wouldn't splash everywhere. But I think we'd like to do the whole man versus machine thing. We've done it in the past and I always win. So her leftover cream we're gonna put in the mason jar. I'm just gonna shaky until we get butter.
I think it might actually work this time.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Hurry up.
I need to funnel or something. Where's the funnel? Old fashioned. Takes a while. I got this.
Better hurry.
And Jen, Jen's feet go faster than the mixer. It's a good arm workout too. Guess who's winning?
Why does this thing never work?
It's not that it doesn't work. It's just man's better than machine.
No, it's supposed to take like 10 minutes.
I don't know. But
nice. You never convinced me that this mixer will work to make butter. You'll never convince me. I'm done.
Can't say I don't disagree with you. So there it is. I'm gonna hit it a few more times. Do the butter. All right, so since I successfully made butter with cream, it looks like I won the job to now do the other one.
Stayed out of it.
Yep, should have. Our milk is done freeze drying and it took 41 hours. And so with that freeze dryer, you just saw it said extra dry time. So at this point you would want to check it, make sure all the moisture is gone. And then if it does need a little bit more, if it doesn't feel as completely as dry as it could be, because sometimes it does that, you just add a little extra dry time. Or if you can't get to it right now, so say it's not time, you don't have time to process it, crank that extra dry time up so it'll still dry while you're waiting, because as soon as you turn that off, you are now susceptible to moisture. So once you get it out, you want to get it sealed. That way no moisture can get into the food, because then that kind of cancels all the reasoning that you're doing this. So it's time for us to get this out and put it up. Looks like a big old white cloud. So that's what it looks like. All nice and airy.
Very fluffy.
All right, so she's putting her oxygen absorber in there, and this would be a lot different if we had our funnel, but we do not know where it is.
Oh, can I use this?
Yeah, just take, yeah. So this is, hey, this is one of our milk strainers that we have. We don't use it no more. We have a much bigger one, but look at there. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, so now she's just gonna put them in our jars. You can either put these in jars with an oxygen absorber or Mylar bags. Mylar bags are gonna be your best bet for more long-term storage, but for right now, we're just putting them in here like this. And I like your process here. This is a lot easier. While I've got her back here at work, I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. Like we had mentioned, milk and eggs are our top two reasons that we justified freeze dryer. We love the freeze dryer for those two, for preserving for long term, because that's two of the primary things that we get off our farm. So being able to preserve them easily and quickly and for 30 years is pretty magical for a dairy farm. However, there's many things that you can do with your freeze dryer. Basically, the way I try to explain it to people, it is a deep freeze replacer. So it completely, anything that you would put in your deep freezer, you can put in your freeze dryer, which is one of the biggest things that we try to get away from. So to us, being sustainable is not relying on electric. And yes, the freeze dryer requires electric. However, the food doesn't need it to stay good. So when you have your deep freezer full and your power goes out, then you're in a rush to do something with that meat if it's out for a long period of time, correct? So the freeze dryer allows you to kind of eat away at your deep freeze and be able to preserve for a long term, with it being shelf stable and not having to worry about electric going out or anything like that. So that's some of the top reasons that we like to have ours, but this milk is huge. Uh-oh, did she make a mess? Did she make it messy? Uh-oh, I'm glad she did it. So yeah, and we have the medium size Harvest Right freeze dryer with the premium oil pump, because that is a question we get asked every time we do a freeze dryer video. Any other favorites on what you like about a freeze dryer that I didn't say?
You can talk about how it doesn't take much electric.
You're filming, so you can just tell them.
I don't really know about all that.
She just reminded me. One other thing too is it does not take much electric. It doesn't take any more than what a fridge would take on the power that it's pulling to run this. And it's not running all the time, right? So you run it and then it takes time off. But we have not seen a spike in our electric bill. Like I said, it's about equivalent to what a fridge would run.
There she is. So that's a half gallon. If I really beat it down and turn it into powder, it would be less, but That's quite a bit, and it's worth it to us, even for this little amount, because we'll use this in the wintertime for us or for animals that need milk, urgently, whatever it may be. So that's really exciting. We love doing this, especially with our milk and eggs. It's awesome to have that sitting on the shelf.
So I think this is definitely probably one of the bigger questions that we get, because we get 3 gallons of milk a day, every single day.
2 from the cow, 1 from the goats.
Yeah, so that's a lot of milk that we're pushing through every day. And we don't have a bunch of fridges. We have our primary fridge right here, and we have 1 other fridge. So it gets full really quick. And this is just a good lesson learned on all the different ways that you can preserve milk. It's something that we actually have to do often, but it's something we very much enjoy, because like we had mentioned earlier in this video, raw milk from dairy or from goat have so many nutrients and so many uses rather than just us consuming.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the gist of everything that we do with our milk. Yeah. All right, y'all. So don't forget about the Mother's Day sale that we're having. Mom's 23 for 20% off any orders $20 or more. That's going to run through the 16th.
Yes.
Yes. So May 16th is when that'll end. It's a great gift for your mother. Great gift if you are a mother. Go spoil yourself a little, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of good products, and there's going to be more that's coming in the near future too.
Yeah.
But anything else?
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button.
We love you.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.